Welcome. I'd just like to go over the subject choices at Box Hill Senior Secondary, starting at Year 12 and then working our way back to Year 10. Well, first of all, the government has a detailed website on all the subjects and all the requirements and the assessment of each of those subjects on the Victorian Curriculum and Assessment Authority web portal. That's the address there. And to look at VCE subject details, you can click on that link. To look at the practical VET subjects, you can look at that link. To look at the alternative certificate, the Victorian Certificate of Applied Learning, you can look at that link there. If you jump across to our school website, we've tried to summarise all of that in our portal. If you click on the curriculum tab, you can either then have a look at the Year 11 and 12 courses or a bit more description about the VET subjects, and as you scroll right, there's more information about Year 10 programs. I get asked a lot about how many subjects should the students do, so I'll just quickly go over that starting at Year 12. To get your VCE certificate, you need a pass in 4 Year 12 subjects, so there's an example 4 there, and a pass in 4 Year 11 subjects. If you do that, that gets you your VCE certificate. Now, one of those subjects is compulsory, and that's the English subject, or its equivalent, which is English as additional language, which is mostly what international students do, or literature, or English language. So you've got to do one of those. If you want to get into university, the external examinations and the school-based assessments are then used to rank students across the state. The universities use the assessment scores from the first 4 subjects, and if the students do a 5th subject, they only take 10% of that 5th subject. And if they do a 6th subject, they only take 10% of that 6th subject. So a lot of students use the 5th and 6th subjects just to try and get a little bit. It's not much of a better score, but it's a little bit of a better score in terms of their university ranking. Some students take the 5th subject just as insurance just in case they they fail one of the other Year 12 subjects, they've got a backup. Now at Year 11, even though you're only required to pass 4 subjects, we require the kids to pick a 5th. That 5th is insurance, and some students can do a 6th if they want to. In addition to that, if students are planning on doing a Year 12 course, they've got to check the subject descriptions for the Year 12. Some Year 12 subjects require, as a prerequisite, that the students have done the Year 11 equivalent. So each subject's a little bit different, so you need to check all that. I won't go through all the details there. That's found on the previous websites that I've shown. We try and encourage our Year 10 students, while in Year 10, to do at least one Year 11 subject. Some are doing 2 and some are actually doing 3. And what that means is by the time they get to Year 11, they've already got a lot of the requirements out of the road and done with, and it just gives them more flexibility to handle their other programs at Year 11 and 12. So that's something you really should consider very strongly. The alternative program to a VCE certificate is the VCAL certificate, which is the Certificate of Applied Learning, where there's more an emphasis not so much on the academic nature of work, but more practical and job-based skills. To get that Year 12 VCAL certificate, you need to complete VCAL Literacy, VCAL Personal Development, and you need to have a Year 11 and 12 sequence in one of the VET subjects. Now there's quite a range of VET subjects. The common ones at Box Hill are fashion, building, electrical, sport and rec, hospitality. You can actually go outside the college to do some of your VET subjects like community services, equine studies. There's a whole range of them. As long as you get a Year 11 and 12 sequence of those, that can go towards your VCAL certificate. Lastly, you need a pass in 1 unit, which is 6 months work of any VCE math subject. Now the easiest one is Foundation Math, so most kids tend to choose that. Now the kids can complete that in Year 11, and if they have, that means their Year 12 programs freed up. Usually we give them Wednesday or Friday off, that they can go off and get some work experience in the VET subject that they're most interested in. In addition to that, we've got some programs that sort of lie between VCE and VCAL, and they're the trade programs. of building, plumbing, horticulture, electrical, and the kids can actually use their trade program either to get a VCE certificate or to get the VCAL certificate, depending upon what they want to achieve. All the trade information the kids can get from their trade teachers. Now, switching across to the Year 11 program, the Year 10 program, the students have to do 7 subjects. They have to do an English unit. Now, they can choose, there's some choice in their English unit. They actually get a choice of a Year 11 subjects as well. They have to do maths, and they get some choice of Year 11 maths. They have to do a science. Once again, they get choice of Year 11 science. They have to do humanities, and they get a choice of Year 11 humanities. And then they get their electives, and those in the sports development program, your sport will take up one of those electives. In the case of some tennis people who are doing the full tennis program, it will take up 2 of your electives. If you're not interested in sport, you get an opportunity to choose 3 subjects which you're keen on. But once again, we really try and encourage kids to choose at least one Year 11 subject, particularly if they're in the sports program, because when students get to Year 11 and 12, the time they spend in their sport is quite a lot, and they find that they haven't got much space. So if they can accelerate and do a Year 11 subject in Year 10, it just frees up some space for their sports programs. Now, on the web portal, which you'll see a little bit later, the subjects will appear something like this. Hopefully the subject name tells you exactly what the subject is. So we've got Year 12 subjects, Year 11 subjects, and Year 10 subjects. The only anomaly is, the last thing I'd like to mention is just that if you're thinking of getting your VCE certificate and also that university ranking, some of the VET or the practical subjects can be used to get that ranking, and some can't be used. So the VET subjects that can be used to get your university ranking are called scored subjects. The ones that can't be used are called not scored. So there's some examples of our Year 12, some of our Year 12 subjects. If you do VET applied fashion, that's not a scored subject, so you can't use that to get your university ranking. University ranking is called the ATAR score. However, you can use community services and VET dance, and there's a whole range of other things which you'll find on our website. So when you log into the portal, which is a Google form which will collect your choices, you'll get some drop-down lists that have subjects looking like this. You just have to pick the subject that you want. Hopefully that's a bit of an overview, and it sort of demystifies how to select your subjects. Thanks very much, and best of luck.